Here's the real test. Let's see if we can duplicate that. Get through that oil, get through that oil. That is sweet right there. I'm ball speed wise, out of a 10, I'm probably about a 7 or 8. So I'm not forcing it, I'm giving it time to get through the oil. And it's just smooth, turn it in the pocket. All right, good morning. We are here today at the South Point Hotel and Casino. We are bowling on a house shot, and we're using the urethane with black. And we're not using it to score, we're just using it to see how the fit feels. We got a new fit drill, means bowling workshop, and I want to see what this feels like. Before I can get my fingers in a little bit more, have a little bit more control. So we will see what that looks like on the lanes. So here we go. It should be recording on both. Got a little cinematic view as well as the live view. So let me make sure both views look good, and we're going to start. Put the shoes on. We're bowling today on a house shot. I'm going to be bowling my first couple of games with the new pitch black that I showed at the beginning. That ball is a urethane, so it should hook early. I don't know how it's going to play on house. Sometimes that works good. I've used it before. Sometimes it's too much. It's too much and burns up too early. So we will find out together. And then after we throw for about 2 games, we're going to try to play on top or around the urethane and see if we can try to find an area to play, whether it's two-handed or no thumb. We're just going to see what that looks like from an angle and a perspective of someone just used a lot of urethane on house. So it should be some carry down. We should expect carry down. So if we know that, we should adjust accordingly. My game plan after using the pitch block is to start with the Electrify Hybrid and keep my angles as straight as possible. And if I'm able to move left, I'm going to use my what's it called? Primal Shock. So I'm going to get started. It looks like both cameras are on and working. Did a little jog this morning. Didn't go to the gym, so I don't feel as energized as I usually am, but I do feel a little bit more reserved. I have more energy, so I should be able to make it through this. It might take me a game or two before I start feeling good. Again, this is a brand new ball, brand new fit, brand new everything. So we shall see. With all the friction on the ball and with all the friction on the lane, I think that it's probably just going to hold. So we shall see. And as they say, urethane messes up the oil for other bowlers, but they were bowling by themselves, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go get my chamois. I want to show how much oil is going to put on this ball. And I also want to show what the oil rings look like, so when we go and do my pap later, we can show the process of that. So right now, we're just going to walk up nice and easy. I'll probably start around 20. Let's take it nice and easy. So a lot of forward roll with that. We can move right for sure. And we can do a little bit more tilt. We also got a new spare ball, so we'll see what that looks like. Let's try to tighten up the angle. We're going to go to 10. All right. So I felt like I held that really well. I'm not even in my full approach. I'm just kind of in a walking approach. It's so, jumpy as far as looking at the score that I forget to just stay loose, have fun. Not a lot of oil on the ball, I'm seeing. So if we can tighten it up a bit. We're going to move to 16, tightening up 4 boards. We're still just going to walk into it, keep our walk straight. Okay, that's gonna overhook. So that's too far. So let's cut the distance. First one high, second one overhook. So the next shot, we're gonna cut the distance down, and instead of doing a 4-board move, we're gonna move back 2 boards, which is the 18 board. And here's a good opportunity to see what that looks like, since we have the same setup shot as our starting shot. So we're just gonna give this an attempt. It's successful, and then at least we know. So we're at 18. We're just gonna walk into it. It's gonna overhook, but it should give us a spare. But at least we know now. Okay, that overhooked. So I think I've slowed down my ball speed a little bit from when I first started. But I think the best thing to do would be stay at 18 and know that we can throw it a little bit more firm. So we're gonna stay in the exact same spot that we were just in. And just to make sure we're getting the same reaction every time, we want to make sure we get all that oil off the ball. And we're gonna go to 18. I'm just gonna take it easy. Do it a little bit more firm. We got the Brooklyn. It's wanting to hook and roll really fast, as it should. And as you've seen, we can't move too far left with it. So this again was just, it's not a design day to be like perfect. This ball is not a ball that is designed for these conditions. And as you're seeing, this is why. It's gonna burn up early. And as you move left with it, you really have to slow down your ball speed in order to get back to the pocket. So let's try to go to 20, keep it at that same firmness. Okay, another Brooklyn. So we're all really on the wrong side of the pocket all day. So I think if we get on the left side of 20 and really turn our wrist, that will give us a little bit more tilt towards the pocket. So here's an opportunity to do that. We've been Brooklyn a couple times, so we really want to try to make this work. See if we can hit the right side of that pin. And that's not the head pin, so we need to keep that in mind. So we're going to go to 22. Well, it's 20. And we're going to turn our wrists a little bit more. And then we're going to go. Ooh, slipped a little bit. That gave us a little bit more time for it to turn the corner and shape. So I think we like that. Hand position. I need to figure that out. It's very slippery. You might want to move down a slide. And you should expect this a lot if you see somebody using urethane, because that ball is just burning up all that energy really fast. So you should expect to see a lot of Brooklyns. So let's go to 22. Keep our wrists turned. There we go. So good wrist turn, good space, good amount of time for the ball to get to the pocket. We're holding it really well right now. And as long as I can get my footing right, we have a pretty good warm-up game going on right now. And also too, when you have a fresh urethane, it's going to be really jumpy at first. So it's really good to get a couple of throws with it. And as you're seeing, it's taming down a little bit. Brooklyn. It's not what we want, but one of the advantages of using urethane on house is that you're going to get a lot of hold, especially when you overhook it. So that was an overhook, but because it's just smooth and it's not like a reactive, which is if you overhook a reactive, a lot of times you're going to see that kind of veer left and miss the pocket. So as long as you know that that's just a mechanical flaw, then we can fix that. So we're at 22. We'll make sure we're getting it out there. Oh, so that's one thing we don't want to do. Now that we know, we got that to the dry way too quick. So that's a double whammy, right? The ball has early hook, early roll, and getting into the drive. You have no chance of keeping that thing anywhere successful. So this gives us an opportunity, though, I think, to either pick it up or we can do a little backup ball shot. So since this is laid out the same way, I think we're just going to try that right now. Ooh. Got it. Ugly, but I got it. As you're seeing, the biggest issue right now is footing. So although we weren't designing to score well, we're doing pretty decent for not really being where we want. 131 heading into the 8th off the spare. That basketball area looks really clean. I like that. I like that shot. As we move left more, we just need to make sure that we're not looking straight into the gutter. I'm gonna look more down range towards the rangefinders. Get a little more berry. Not the worst shot. I got let off on a velocity wise. Gotta keep the velo up if you want to get it there. I think it was our first time using the plastic. The same new fit. So we're trying to get used to this. Held on to that the whole time. Shot. I felt really clean off the hand. And I had zero expectations going into this game. And I have the most control that I've ever had holding it no thumb. So shout out to Mr. J. Feeling good, feeling good. And this is cool because it's not even designed to work well on house. So I would imagine this would work even better on sport. So we're doing pretty good right now. Stay at 25. We're looking down lane. Boom. First one of the day in the 9th. Perfect time for that. So we tried to move left. By the time it hit the fence, didn't give us anything. Had nothing left on it. Good to know. We want to see how far we can push this ball before we move it back to where we think it's the best happy zone. And by fluff, I mean they've burnt up so much energy and you're so far left, but that by the time they hit the pocket, it didn't hit the pocket in a with force. It hit the pocket with fluff. All right, so we're into the 10th. We're at 165. That's the first open. So two things we're thinking about right now is not getting to the dry too quick. So we want to keep it in the oil, and we want to keep the ball speed up because of the cover stock on this ball. So we're at 26 now. Okay. And as you can hear, you can almost hear it. It's just hit the fence very lightly, and it's hitting on the wrong side. So it's everything you don't want, but at least we're showing all the different things the ball can do. I think we're gonna do one more before we move to reactive. See if we can get this guy. Let's clip it. All right. Should warm up name. We're warm now. Let's make sure that recorded, then we're on to the second game. All right, so we're back. Everything recorded game 1. That worked out pretty smooth. We are on to game 2 now. We're on to game 2. I'm going to stay with the same ball, same area. In fact, I might move a little bit more left to see if we can really try to get around it. See what I can do out here. Other than that, we are moving along. Now we're going to move to the 30, big 30 spot. Maximum tilt on it. Let's see what this looks like over here. I like that. I like that. Oh boy. Now the way I was holding that, and the the way that it came off my hand, it jumped with thin. Something that I had changed was I held it to maximum full tilt, and I'm curling it on my wrist, and that felt great. And again, this is more of a fit video than it is anything else, because this is the only ball that fits this way other than my spare ball, and these two things have been muddy so far. So I think we're on to something as far as no-handed hits go. Here's the real test. Let's see if we can duplicate that. Through that oil, get through that oil. That is sweet right there. Ball speed wise, out of a 10, I'm probably about a 7 or 8. So I'm not forcing it. I'm giving it time to get through the oil. And it's just smooth turning it to the pocket. The pitch black was one of the #1 balls used on tour, just all around the bowling world for a while. And now I'm seeing a lot more of the Storm IQU and a hammer, black hammer. I've seen a lot more of those lately, but this to me was my favorite motion. And until I bowl on tour, I'll be using this ball probably everywhere I can. So full tilt now. Got to the dry a little quick, but it held. Let's take that Brooklyn, take it to the house. At least we knew. As soon as we threw it off the hand, we said that's going to the dry too quick. So we got rewarded for a bad hit. But at the same time, we know that we have to make a better shot. We want to keep this streak going. We just got to play like it's the first shot again. Remember, we got to keep that ball speed to an 8. Remember, we are sliding and walking straight. And we're making sure we don't get dry too quick. So we need to move our eyes a little left. Ain't no exchange of that. Make sure we're looking down lane. To the dry. Brooklyn. Well, urethane hit. Yeet. Yeet. So we're keeping it going. Urethane on now. Having fun. I actually traded this ball for someone who was looking for 2 balls. So I got them a urethane and they reacted, and then they ended up throwing a really good game with that reaction. So this is karma. I'm going to grab it right now. We're feeling good. We still got to make good shots. We might want to move left at some point, but we don't want to make too big of a jump. So we can stay here for another shot. Try to stay through it a little bit longer. Ooh, dirty hit. So we're gonna keep that in mind. We were Brooklyn right through the face. So we have a choice to make. Let's keep jumping left. See what this ball's made of. Because we started to strike more as we were in this area. And that's a good thing. As we said, if this was sport, good try. If this was sport, we'd be playing a lot more straight with a lot less of the friction issues from the dry on the outside. So we're gonna try to get things going again. Try to keep things feeling good. But fit. This thing's coming off my hand. Very, very clean. Shot out from Mr. J. So let's go to 33. I'm sure we're sliding left. Oh, it's gonna go Brooke. Okay. We really tried to stay away from the dry, and we just missed left off the hand. Here's an opportunity, though, to get our back on the mark board. We're always thinking positive. We're always thinking forward-minded. Take it. Got the mark. Now let's see if we can get back on the strike board and salvage a pretty decent game. keep it 35 and make sure we're getting it out there. We're going to go left again. Yeah, that's as far as we can push that. We got it through the oil, we got it to the dry, and it did not want to come back. So 35 on house, unless it's a more dry condition. Again, you probably don't want to use this ball in any house condition. But 35 on this kind of basic house shot condition would be way too far to move. Let's really want to at a slow roll it, at which point you wouldn't even be using this covered soccer ball. Here's another backup ball opportunity though. See if we can find that up, bad boy. 2. Good job. So, ball works good on both sides as we're seeing. I have an odd suspicion that if we threw it on the left side, it would work just as good. So, very neutral layout. This layout is that isn't going to favor one side or the other if you are using backup ball. We cleaned up that little roadblock. We're going to tighten it back up to 32. Make sure we're moving right ahead. Oh, that's left. That's a bad shot. They happen sometimes. The more left we've gone, the more issues we've had. In terms of just consistency go. We saw a little happy zone around 30. I'm going to try to go back there. Ooh. Okay. Tighten it back up to about 28 now. I think this might be the perfect area. Shot. Good enough to get it through the oil, good enough to turn the corner, enough time to come back. So that's kind of the tutorial of this ball. And I think after this game, we've done all we can do with it. We'll take it, but we want to try to make better shots. Make sure we're getting it out. Alright, so we said that's all we can do with it, but looks like we found that happy area. I don't know if we want to finish maybe a game 3 with it. But what did people? 7 strikes this game. 2 spares and 2 open. So a lot of room for improvement, but a lot of good signs. Okay. The ball's be down a little bit on that one. All right, 208 game. Good. All right, so we're back. I'm dying. I'm sweating my butt off, so I'm gonna take this hoodie off. We got a half an hour left, so I think I want to throw one more game with Mitch Black before I call it a day. All right, so we're moving along. Oh. I was sweating my butt off with that hoodie on. Just want to make sure our timing's on point right now too. Just a couple of shots that we're getting messed up with our footing and our swing. I'm gonna make sure we're actually swinging it. Let's try to get that nice tilt. Go back 29 with that. That's going left. So that ball is overhooking on us. We might want to switch balls in a second. But as long as we keep making marks with this ball, I want to see if we can put together a nice set. Hopefully, let's throw the ball again because it should be a perfect shot for us to get realigned. And I try to really utilize these in times where it's like, okay, I know that wasn't a great shot, but instead of putting all the pressure on the next strike shot, let's use the same ball. If we go Brooklyn, who cares? But at least if we go and line it up right, then we've done something really nice. So a little less tilt. Oh, ball speed. And as we said, not the worst thing in the world to go Brooklyn there. Ball speed was off. And I think that's what we're doing is we're not finding that perfect combination of ball speed and tilt because of that friction with the oil on the outside. It's almost like we're worried to get it too far to the outside. So I think actually using urethane on house forces you to really make good quality shots. It's not the best for scoring purposes, but maybe it's something to utilize for training purposes. Let's tighten it back up to 27. Make sure we stay left with it. Oh, no. We don't want that. Fell out of the hand like that. Remember, we don't have to lift it. There's a natural lift there. So we have to find ourselves with that as we're going. Not the best shot, but we'll take it. And you know, as far as no thumb goes, I don't want to throw any of these because I already know the fits are so small that I will be just, I'm bear clawing these. These are not the ones I want to utilize for any sort of no thumb stuff. Nope. Good shot. I liked it. I think too, we've thrown this ball now, what? Two games and 3 frames so far. So that surface that was on the ball has definitely tamed down, which means as I stay right with it, it doesn't have the same bite that it used to. And as I move left, it really won't have any energy to get back to the pocket. Spare ball feels great though, so we've done something really good as far as confidence and fit goes. If I don't throw any more strikes until the 5th, I'm gonna maybe switch to 2-handed to see if I get a little bit of a roll out of it. So let's try to get the ball speed up. I'm gonna move back to 25. Surfaces die down a bit. There we go. That felt really good. So something to know with urethane, if you do use it and you're not having success at the left, all you got to do is move a little bit more right, stay firm with it, and have that wrist more in a straight position, and you'll find some success. So we don't want to move anywhere else other than here right now. We're at 25, we're staying really firm with it. That's gonna go. Shot. That held by a little hair. I let the ball speed down a bit, but because we're aligned properly, and because we have the right rotation with that ball, we're seeing a lot of good things right now. So this ball is very versatile, as you can see. Getting a good practice session out of this. We turned it a little too much instead of staying through it, but we know we have an opportunity to go after a 10 pin now. Always thinking ahead. I want to make sure we don't rush the shot. Got a little hold to the right. So just make sure we get a line properly. Shot. So one thing I've noticed is having that ball in my hands when I go back, I'm feeling no hesitation, and it's both balls. So that's why I wanted to do two. I wanted to test Mr. J, see if we can get that same fit twice. Money. So see if we can get our string of marks going. One thing to keep in mind too is if you get a little nervous, really like a decent game, you know, just remember like you got two shots, so just try to give that first shot as much conviction as you got. Don't let up. There we go. That felt great. I liked it, but went a little high. Keep it going. Pick it ahead. Shot. And that is right over the top. I'm so happy right now, you have no idea. And it has nothing to do with scores and everything to do with fit and feel. So I might spend a different day doing just two-handed since we got something pretty decent coming together. I'm gonna go forward left. Give myself a little more room. There we go. That board helped a little bit. Give it a little bit more push. 26. I go left. Kaboom. We didn't like that, but we knew it was going left, so maybe we'll move our eyes and board right. All right. 19. So we went up, and up. Got to see what the ball could do. We moved left, and we ended up moving back right. And as you can see, the ball is the most money when you are playing straight up, which was the goal. So success for everyone involved today. And that is the first clean game that I've had all year. So the spares have been fixed today. And I knew it off the hand. I knew like this feels, I can feel it. Couldn't feel the ball before. If you're having any issues or pit issues, keep figuring it out until you feel comfortable. So that is that for that ball. I don't even want to throw these balls because I don't even want to mess around with the fits or nothing. I might want to throw the primal. That's going to take us to the end of this video. Stay tuned for the next video where we use the primal shock and we play on top of the urethane and show how to play around and on top of urethane. Thanks for joining.